Hey y'all, this is your K-pop Auntie Carly, and it looks like we already have another official trailer for the World Movement. And this is a longer one. This is a over 4 minute one. So we'll see what the boys have in store for us. I definitely enjoyed the first one. A lot more cinematic than the. I haven't seen like a ton of trailers from them. This is their first like real comeback that I've participated in. Besides the Japanese single, I think they came out with their the Rocky. So this is kind of my first experience with ATEEZ. This will be fun, but yeah, the first one was a lot deeper than I thought that they'd be getting into for sure. And I know it's based on a fictional world, but these K-pop groups, they're trying to say stuff through their fictional worlds that they put together. So I'm very intrigued to see where this one goes. We didn't really have any, I don't think, music for the last one, so it's just kind of a lot more of a concept type thing going on here. This is, yeah, that was loud. I am sorry. Turn that down just a tad for now. Okay, pretty much I think where we left off. Very almost steampunkish with the zephyrs up there. The airships. Chapter 2. I'll have the captions on, but I'm not going to read out loud the first time. I'm just going to watch. Okay, so Hongjung was the first to take his little disguise off there and get going. Obviously, more than just ATEEZ there. Just dissipating the. Trying to see what they look at. I'll slow it down the second time through. Yeah, who's this guy?
강제로 끌고 올 수는 없어. 두려움이 큰 거니까.
So they have a master.
스스로가 옳다고만 하는 그들과 다를바 없는 일이야.
A mentor, basically.
익숙해진 통제, 균열을 만드는 것.
He's got a cool voice. Very, very old man mentor type of voice. Maybe we do get a little sneak peek of some sound.
기계의 심장은 다시 움직이는. 기준을 세우고.
Nice.
감춰졌던
Dude, if this is a little bit of a tease of the kind of sound they're going to be playing with, yes, please. Like seriously, the violin is my favorite classical instrument. So if you start throwing like violins in with modern sound and beats, I'm like, yeah.
깨어나게 하는 거지.
This is a very cinematic trailer, man. I like that it's done in the black and white.
세상의 통제에서 벗어나 다시 움직이게 하는
Bringing it down.
것, 그것이 우리가 하고 있는 일이야.
It's a prototypical tough guy thing, you know. All right, dude. They're kind of going all in on this. Yeah, that was a fantastic trailer. They definitely put some good work into this, and it came out really, really well. I am bringing it back, and let's go over it a little bit here. That was awesome. Like I said, if that is a little bit of the sound of what is going to be going on, awesome. Very awesome. So we start out in color. Okay. I didn't really notice at what point they switched to black and white. I don't know if it's more symbolic or not. Alright, so we have them in the disguise, blending in. The guys with the guns are running past somewhere else. Hong Jung just did something. He just did something because there's sirens going off in the background, and he's in disguise, and there's people with guns running to the sirens, and he's all like, ah ha ha, and he's out. So he just did something. Alright, now we have something that's else that's being timed. Now that Hong Jung finished doing what he did, the phone call is being made to Yo-sang, who is apparently speeding up the transmission of the message of that dude. Which I'm not sure what that is, if that's supposed to mean anything. And I don't know if they're supposed to be looking at something, but my eye is drawn to, like, there's, like, this mist in the sky up here, but there's this little play with light that starts to come. You can start seeing something purple there. I have no idea if that's actually supposed to be something, though. Or if that just happened to be... so that the light just happened to come in like that. All we do is get them out of the controlled link. That's kind of like, that feels like the Matrix right there. You know, where it's, and maybe that's why they were speeding up the transmission of the message. They just kind of snap people out of it. Like, this is different, you know, they're just to react to something. So get them out of the controlled link. So basically, you know, expose them to it. I don't know if that's interesting, the broken glasses. You'd never know how much meaning to take out of stuff and what... or what just kind of looks cool with this kind of stuff. But okay, guy with the broken glasses. And it looks like there's something reflected in there too. Hang on, next. After that, it is left to their own will. I like this little hideout that they have going on here, and I think this is reminiscent of some of the other stuff that they've, like some of the stuff we've seen already, you know. I'm sure there are a lot more ATEEZ who will be able to, like, pick stuff out in particular and be like, that's from that MV, that's from that teaser, that's from that diary thing. That's I'm sure people will start picking that apart just to kind of see all the cool stuff. We can't force them because the fear is big. Interesting. That's not different from those who say only they are right. So it's, yeah, when you're trying, that is one of the things that is, can be really frustrating, is the desire to, like, when you believe that you are right, to force to force something on somebody else, and like, this is right, this is obviously right, and we're just gonna force it on you. And that's because he's saying, like, if we do that, like, if we try to force this change on everybody, even though it's, they're trying to do this revolution of getting rid of this oppressive government that's trying to squash all human emotion, like, if we try to force that, like, how is that, how are what we are doing any different from those who say that they are right? Like, we're saying that we're right, so we're going to force this on you, whereas everybody else is saying they're right, and so they're forcing stuff on. It's like, no, like, people have to choose, and there's not enough of that in the world, I don't think, of people being allowed to choose, allowed to open their eyes and be shown things and change. And it's like, nope, we're just gonna simply force it on you, coming from all different viewpoints. Everybody, it comes from everybody, that there are people who just want to force the change because they see it as right. And it's like, this is the proper way to go about things. This is to try to show people, just break them out of the mold, get them to see things differently, and then that's their will takes them from there. And by the way, I do really like that they're bringing somebody else to the into the fold here, where it's not, because I've seen not a ton of K-pop fictional universes, but from what I have seen, it is kind of rare to have a mentor character brought in. Usually it's just, the guys, the group, or the guys or the girls, they're there, they're doing their thing, it's all them, and here we have somebody else and these guys are being taught, they're being taught and molded themselves.
도만하는 그들과 탈바없는 일이야.
Now is when we switch to black and white. Okay.
익숙해진 통제.
To create a crack to this habituated control. Yeah, sometimes it's all it takes is a crack. We've seen revolutions happen. If you're a student of history, it starts with a crack sometimes. It starts with just a little bit of an exposure.
모든 것을 거꾸로
To turn everything back.
멈춰져 있던 기계의
To make those frozen hearts beat again. And I like the, to make the frozen heart beats again, and you automatically go into dance. It's like, oh man, what is more like primitive and raw than just dancing to a beat? We do it everywhere in the world. There is not a culture in the world that doesn't dance.
기준을 세우고
Make rules.
감춰졌던 감정을
Retrieve emotions.
사람으로
And wake people up. Interesting that,
기준을 세우고
we're talking about emotions and being, like, getting the emotion back into life, creating cracks, and make rules is part of them. That is so interesting, because you'd think that, part of, this free thinking and, like, kind of get out of these molds and have a rebellion and everything. It's like, no, like, you're throwing aside the rules. And it's like, no, make the rules. Like, there are actually things that are rule worthy. Like, this whole everybody is right, everybody is true, everybody is, like, just the thing that they went off of, if everybody is right. And if everybody is right, then there are no rules. There is no truth. There is no truth, because if everybody is right, then everybody's true, then there's no truth, and there's nothing going on. So I was like, interesting. Make rules that, there are actual things that exist out there. Even if it's as simple as, like, emotion. Like, yeah, emotion exists. And because emotions exist, there are things that you should and should not do because emotion exists. You should not punch people in the face because it makes them angry, or it's a unhealthy thing to do. It makes them sad. It hurts emotions. Like, there are rules to living in a society with other people. Wake people up.
깨어나게 하는 거지.
Which I wonder if this is a little bit of a, if that's what was supposed to be happening at the beginning. That happens sometimes in books and movies and everything. Is you kind of you start at the end, or you can have these flashbacks and everything. So I'm wondering if that was from the beginning when we heard the siren and the guys running in Hongjung was like, doo doo doo. Get the world out of control and make it move again.
다시 움직이게 하는가.
And again, I like that. Get the world out of control, which seems to be antithetical to make rules. But not necessarily. You two things can exist at the same time. You can be out of control and still be playing by the rules. I know. Crazy.
그것이
Yeah, and make it move again. Stop being stagnant. Like it. That's what we're doing.
우리가 하고 있는 일이야.
Are you seeing this? Eyes in the sky. I wonder how that's going to play out. Are you seeing this? Eyes in the sky. They have that for a reason. This was really well done. This is very well done. Ah, man. Makes me look forward to what their MVs and stuff are going to look like, because they have definitely upped the quality. They have. Awesome. All right, that means I am out. You have yourselves a wonderful day, and I hope you're looking forward to the comeback as well.